Hello, Auto Glass World. I'm Corey, and this is Drift, and we're coming to you with an episode of Auto Glass Tech Talk, right? It's been a minute, but shout out to everybody who's reached out to us saying they want to see more videos. They want these to come back. So we are officially back, right? And we're going to be trying to make these every single week, dropping content for the auto glass industry, right? So if you want to be on the episode, private message us or drop a comment below. If it's something you want us to talk about or somebody you want us to bring on, like hit us up, let us know. The whole goal here is to talk auto glass industry, any and everything auto glass related, and make some meaningful and insightful content, right? So since it's been a minute, Drift, it's been a minute since we connected and seen each other and talked, brother. So how's it been and what have you been up to?
Man, it has been a minute for sure. I'm really looking forward, excited to bringing this back. And a lot of people had mentioned it, and there I know a lot of people who actually just started watching these videos and now we're in the industry. Um, Man, a lot's been going on, right? So a lot of traveling this last month.
Yep.
I mean, I did probably like 30 states in a matter of a month, just going with 2 loops and doing some trainings, ADAS trainings. Went to the AGSC meetings,
Okay.
visited a lot of shops and saw a lot of people. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun.
All right, cool. So that's what's up, man. 30 states and down there 30 days, right? So that's like some legendary type stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you started like run me through it. You started in Texas and then like you
Okay.
went East Coast, West Coast, or what all you was doing.
So we'll do the 2 trips because I looped back to Texas, right? So the
Okay.
first one I left on January 1st.
Okay.
Stayed, watched the fireworks with the wife and the kids, and then head out in the morning on the first there.
Mhm.
And went through where did I go on that one? That one I went straight up to
Okay.
Amarillo, Texas. Went and saw guys like Jamie, um, forgive me for for not remembering everyone's name. But yeah, so Amarillo area, then went up to New Mexico, Albuquerque area,
Okay.
and then went into Flagstaff, Arizona.
Okay.
Kind of took that whole route up top there, and
Mhm.
then came down from Flagstaff into Las Vegas, and then into California. Went into Northern California, visited some friends, some family, some people. Went down to Modesto area, visited Jacques Navant from Don's Mobile,
Yep.
visited him, and then went down in the SoCal, saw a bunch of guys out there.
Yep.
Raul is one of them. Shout out to
Yep.
Raul.
Raul, shout out.
Uh, and then let's see. From there, went down into Tucson, actually, George,
Yep.
and then Tucson, man, I think I went straight back to the house. Oh no, there was more than that. So I went from Tucson, straight out to Round Rock to Hutto to go do a training with Kaizen,
Okay.
and then came home for like 4 days.
Yep.
Saw the wife, did a couple installs, and then went back on the road again. Now this was a much more extensive trip to me.
Okay.
So this one, I started out in Texas,
Mhm.
went up through Oklahoma,
Right.
through Kansas,
Yep.
Nebraska, went into Wisconsin
Yep.
and Iowa,
Yep.
went into South Dakota.
Yep.
Oh no, I went through Minneapolis
Mhm.
first, or not Minneapolis, but Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yep.
Went through South Dakota, then went through Utah and what's after that? Utah and then Vegas
Vegas.
and then
Back to Cali.
yeah, back to Cali. Yeah, Vegas, back to Cali. Yeah, yeah. And then all back through the same thing, stopped in Phoenix, and came
Mhm.
down through there again and all that. Yeah.
Damn, that's
Maybe
a lot.
not 30, but it was a lot of
A lot
states
of
to go through.
nah,
I
that's
counted
good. We
it.
get the
Yeah.
gist, man. Like a lot of travel, a lot of people to see. So that's what's up. So then we connected in Southern
Yeah.
California for the Auto Glass Safety Council meetings and all that stuff, right? So it's kind of crazy how this is coming about because we were there and you were actually doing with Jock, right?
Yep.
And you was doing the Auto Glass Safety Council, the replacement part of the thing. So, like, tell me more about your experience there, and then tell me more about this actual training.
Okay, so yeah, so this was the AGSC meetings.
Yep.
This is where they go over the standards, the
Yep.
education, your ADAS, everything, anything and everything related to the standard
Yep.
is gone over in there. And so for me, being in the industry so long, it was very cool to be there and kind of be a part of that, right?
Yeah.
I had my voice was heard on a couple things, and it actually got put into a couple standards, so
Right.
that was really cool. And then we had the boot camp. So we had two of the boot camps. We had the auto glass replacement boot camp,
Yep.
which Jock and Jeff Olive did the class there.
Yep.
And then you did
Yeah.
the repair boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I stayed for both of those, and that was cool because there was a couple things that I picked up on both of them that even for being in the industry so long, I still learned.
There you go.
So that was really cool.
So they can teach an old dog new tricks, huh? That's that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So
Never too late to learn.
never too late to learn. So can you drop anything on what you learned or what you saw or networking? Because I know these are good opportunities to network. Like for example, they had a lunch there, building trust with Sika. They had a lunch, and I saw a lot of people were in there. So from the lunch to the trainings and to the boot camp and all that, drop some insight, man. What'd you pick up on?
So I knew you were gonna drop one on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the standard stuff,
Mhm.
um, it's the way everything is written is just very like clear cut. There
Right.
has to be, you know, clear answers. So I
Right.
didn't know that it was so intense of, having to be so clear on it. Like, like everyone's always, oh, why can't you just put this in there or something?
Right. Right.
It's not that simple. I've now
Right.
learned.
Yeah.
uh, um, During the networking, I met some people that I've known online for a long time.
Yep.
So I met a few people there. That's always fun.
Yep.
Um, and then the install,
Yep.
the replacement boot camp, just a couple little like small things from the standard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I'd have to read again
Yeah, yeah.
to
Nah, that's
remember
what's
it.
up. But
But
yeah, shout
uh,
out to Jeff Olive for putting those on. Jock, everybody there. Peter
yeah,
Brown, James Chapman was there. Zuzu was there. Mike Stevens was there. So we saw a lot of people, a lot of insight, a lot of networking. So yeah, so it was kind of cool. And then during the repair one, I actually did the repair boot
yeah,
camp. So shout out to everybody who came to that. Like we always say, knowledge is power, man. So like shout out to the people who came to want the network, know more, hear more. And what I did was the windshield repair training one, and it's all off the ROLAGS standard, right?
yeah,
And we'll drop a link below the ROLAGS for anybody who don't know about ROLAGS, but it's basically an ANSI standard, and it's to repair a laminated automotive glass standard, right? And to your point, with these standards, they just try to be clear cut, but also put the best practices in writing, right? And it's to encourage technicians to do better, so everyone's there. They're trying to master their craft and do better. So that's what ours was about, but it's only for what I do. It's
yeah,
only for the repair part of it. And it's the NWRD, which is the National Windshield Repair Division, which is a part of Auto Glass Safety Council, right? So if you're not a member or of any of those organizations, you should check them out. We'll put a comment below because in the comments below a link to them, so you can check them out if you aren't actually a part of them. But it's way more intense on the replacement side. They do audits and stuff. Like Jeff Olive was traveling; he came down from Reno from
yeah. He
going to
did.
shops, doing audits and things like that. But a wealth of information with like the people in the industry and with actually talking to like Jeff going through an audit or just coming to these meetings to learn more. And after the meeting, it was basically the data's already had been there, but the same people who put on who host these meetings is the Auto Glass Week people, right? So Auto Glass Week, that's coming up and it's a ways away from now, but hey, September is when it is Auto Glass Week in Reno, right? So are you saving the date for Reno or what's up with that?
I'm saving the date for Reno. Yeah. What
There you
about
go.
you?
Yes,
I
it's
know
been
you got to be there.
I gotta be there because we do repair. We got a booth there and all that little bit. So shameless plug. I'm Corey with Delta Kits. We will be
There we
in
go.
Reno with a booth, right? So been a part of this since it all started with Auto Glass Week. But the cool part is this year is actually 10 years ago since it's been, I guess Reno is considered West Coast, I'm assuming. I guess Reno
Yeah,
West Coast. So
Reno's West Coast.
it's been 10 years since we were last there, and we were last there actually in Reno, right? So A
Mhm.
lot of people in these groups, they always talk about come to the West Coast, come to the West Coast. Hey, it's on the West Coast, so it's kind of cool to get back to the West Coast and seeing people in Reno. So I'll be there, save the date for that. But you've been to a lot of Auto Glass weeks, right? So
Yeah.
here, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, right? So
Okay.
one, what's something you like about Auto Glass Week? And two, what's something, if it was your show, what's something you would add to the show, add, subtract, edit, or whatever it may well be when it comes to Auto Glass Week?
Okay. Great question. So seems like it's always my answer too for Auto Class Week, but
Yeah.
the networking,
Okay.
that's always my favorite part.
Hmm.
Uh, literally people across the world, because it's not just the country. There's people who come in from other countries too, and networking, talking. That's probably the funnest part about it. Watching the guys compete,
Yep.
because there is not many other times you will see that much passion for the
Yep.
industry in one room.
Yep.
So that's a very cool part about it.
Yeah.
Um, one thing I'll change, man, one thing I'll change would be to be able to have all of the vendors give a demo. If they all had their own car to give a demo, that would
Right.
be awesome, right?
Yeah.
You had a windshield there on a car. Come on, come do a free chip repair. Check it out.
Right.
You know, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's
But
up.
save
And
the date.
you said the most important thing, right? And a lot of people don't pick up on this unless you actually been a part of Auto Glass Week, or even like if you go to the SEMA show. When you go to these shows, you really truly see and feel the passion of others in the industry. So Auto Glass Week, people are really truly passionate about auto glass, and with the tent on the other side, hey, they get busy with it over there. They tent, they rap, they do all that.
Yes, they
And
do.
and they passionate about what they do, but the auto glass people are passionate about what they do, right? So I think passion is really big, and the demos. It's always good for people to see hands-on stuff. I think is really cool. And for me, being an auto glass week, like one of my best auto glass weeks ever, we were actually in Indy, right? And so
Okay.
being out, you get to make memories and you get to meet people. You see so many people, you be like, I done seen you online, I know about you, but ain't met you in person. And you get to see, you see posts online and you be trying to read it and trying to understand somebody, but you don't understand someone's personality through them making a typed up message, right? But in
Yeah.
person, you get to see people, you get to break bread with them, get to go out with them and see them in a different light. And that's kind of how it was in Indy. We had put on a big dinner and we had like almost 100 people show up to it, right? And so it's like
Yeah,
to get with
that's right.
people outside of Auto Glass Week and talk other things outside of Auto Glass to actually get to know people on a deeper level and encourage others just in life when it comes to business advice, when it comes to doing repairs, replacements, better, different, or a tool or anything that someone might use. You know what I mean? It's just always cool on that side of it. So for me, I think it's cool if it was one thing that I could change or help with it, just making it so everybody could actually be a part of it in the auto glass industry week. Cause I feel like you do learn a lot from it. And if you can
Yep.
ever experience one, they are pretty cool. And I do like your thing with the demos with everyone. Like, if like Dow and Sika and the Urethanes, like if they actually did their like Sika and Dow training during that so people can see more, know more. And maybe even like to your point, if they saw an install from all the different people and just not as a competition where it's so intense, maybe you get some people from the tent side of it to maybe start doing auto glass, and even vice versa. If the auto glass people go over to the
Yeah,
tent side and the wrap part, maybe they take on tent, maybe they take on wrapping vehicles and so on and so forth. So I think it's cool, but more importantly, it's just all about the passion and the networking for me.
I agree. I agree. There's a
Yep.
lot of it going on.
Yeah. So, lastly, before I get you out of here, brother, I know
Okay.
time is money, and everybody got time. We want to when we do these, we want to keep these mindful of the time. So we give a few good minutes with people in the industry. So it's the midway point of the month, right? So what you got going on for the month? You got any goals you trying to crush? You got any more travel coming up, or what's going on that end?
So, uh, goals. Gonna try and get some installs in before the end of the month here. I
There we go.
wanna get my hands a little dirty again. You know, had a little break, so
Yeah.
break the hands out. And then travel plans, not yet, not yet.
Yeah.
I gotta take it easy just a little bit, you
There you
know.
go.
So, you know, my wife loves me, but that may not be the case if I do too
Yeah.
much traveling right away. So,
There you go. Well,
other
yeah.
than that, that's about it. But what about you? What are your plans now?
So it's the middle of the month, so I'm just like you. I've been traveling, so like it was a crazy trip for me because I went to LA, flew into LA, then had to go down to Ontario for the meetings, and then from there I went straight to Miami, right? So
Okay.
go to Miami, shout out Import Glass. They had a open house and customer appreciation event. So shout out to everybody I saw out there from customers, people in the auto glass industry to all the vendors who are actually at all these events. So long trip cross the country for those. So for me, it's February, man. I live in Illinois, right? And it's always cold. So from me,
Oh
like
yeah.
December to February, I'm like, hurry up, let's get out this time. Let's get to the spring so we can get some warm weather. And at least if I travel, at least I get to travel somewhere warm. But I just like to
Yeah.
get past the cold. But middle of the month, just trying to crush my goals. With traveling, I've been eating out a lot. So trying to actually get into better shape. Gonna tell myself I'm gonna work out every day. So on that end, it's probably mind over matter. I gotta get in the gym, work out, get on the treadmill or something. But that's that part of it. And traveling, our travel pretty much picks up in probably March. Once it get warm, the vendors start doing their open
Yeah.
houses and things like that. And it just be, whatever goes on. But and I'm always spontaneous. Whatever pops up, we'll be there. We'll do it. But yeah, but looking forward to connecting to other people in the group. So if anybody actually in the group and y'all in Illinois, I'm in central Illinois, middle of nowhere, right? So like hit me up. If anybody want to hook up, I know like Jesse, I think he in central Illinois, but I think American Eagle out here. If any of y'all in the group, drop a comment below. But also everybody else in the group, drop a comment below where y'all at. It would be interesting to do a poll to see which state is mostly represented in the group, right? Because we
Okay.
think it's probably California and or Texas since they got the
Yeah.
most people,
Yeah.
but maybe it might be a different state. Who knows?
Let's see. Let's see who
Yeah.
can put on for their state, you know?
Yeah, put on for
For
your
who
state. So drop a comment
That's
below
right.
where you at. But yeah, but other than that, man, just trying to for me get through the month and do these more consistently. So
Yeah.
again, we're gonna try to do these every single week. So if anybody wants to get on one of these, drop a comment below or send us a private message. We'll set it up to do these. We try to be mindful of your time and try to make these, short, sweet, to the point, and make them insightful. But this is the first one letting you know that we are officially back. Auto Glass Tech
Yeah.
Talk, right? Me, Drift, we're gonna be doing these more frequently. So hit us up, and as always, knowledge is power. We appreciate everybody in the auto glass industry, and like we say, we just want to give y'all more information because if you know better, you do better.
That's right. You know better, you do better.